before of all this, we would like to welcome you with us here in this forum. And I'm sure that you are in need of youth and youth are in need of you, and we can just mind the gap between you.
So let's welcome it.
Okay, it's also my pleasure to be here today with
Oh,
you.
mashallah. Okay.
And thank you very much for your invitation to discuss with us about NGO sector in Yunasana Canton and actually in Bosnia and Herzegovina, because our association is very active among the Bosnia as well as in region in European countries. Today with me is my colleagues Rejhana Selimovic and Fatima Šušnjar. Rejhana is our finance manager and Fatima is our coordinator for social protection activities and safe house. Association Women for Mona was established during the war period in Bosnia and Herzegovina, mainly with the reason to help people during the war period in Bosnia. Officially, association was registered on 13th September. Actually, next week we will celebrate 22 years of our existing. During 22 years, we worked very hard and constantly without any break in our work. Today, we are a very respectable association among civil society, especially civil society who provides different kind of social services. First of all, I would like to put attention on our activities since 2005. It is Safe House. Safe House is a house for women and children victims of domestic violence, sexual harassment and trafficking. Very important part of our association are youth, and some of you here I recognize as our volunteer in our local voluntary services, which is the integrated part of our association. Actually, we start with voluntary activities at the very beginning, but during the 2010 and 2011, as a result of cross-border project with Croatia, we established local voluntary service, and now we have more than 300 very young people, usually students from high school and faculties, and we provide different kind of social assistance to people in our region. Very important part of our association is also daycare center for children at risk, and we deal with the children who live and work on the street and the children at risk at all. During each year, we plan and implement different kinds of social projects like network home support for children with disabilities, mobile team for social services in rural areas, different kind of awareness campaign regarding social protection and people's in. And very briefly, that's it. Actually, I would like to invite you during your stay to visit our association and each of our departments and discuss more about our activities.
I just wanted to answer in the name of Inspiration Economy. As a team, we are here till December, mainly, so we for sure will arrange through Mr. Maliha or to contact you, and we are looking forward to work with you. So.
You're welcome.
Okay, so any questions? I think this is a good example of an association that we can do lots of work for each team. I think quality of life team is very important for this organization, so you should have a question. Migration, you should have a question of that, because also they can help in protection of migrants Bosnian migrants, especially maybe women, or boys or underage. And for the NGO, they can have a question, of course, because I'm not sure how much they have youth working with them. So this is a good also place to ask. So I will wait for your questions before I ask the questions. And values, of course. This is your core. I think I should ask about this. So shall we start with
Which team?
Selma? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, my name is Selma.
Why don't you speak in English?
English.
Because she speaks English.
Okay, my name is Selma, Ethics and Values team. So I have one question about the program you have about the women which are the victims of bullying. So we want to be related in some way to prove that many of that victims are just because our team, I didn't say that our tema is about betting shops, so we want to prove that a lot of that victims is about their husbands, which are everything lost just in that betting shop. So we want to, together with you, to prove, to find a way that
Kažu slobodno na našem nije
ovako,
važno.
uglavnom, željeli bismo uglavnom u smislu da dođemo do određenih podataka, koliko od tih žena su zapravo bile žrtve muževa koji su, koliko porodica je bilo žrtve koji su izgubili sve u kockanju uglavnom.
Pa ja ću odgovoriti na bosanskom, pa vi se to pokušajte.
So the question is, how many families have been victims of
Gambling.
gambling?
Nažalost, na području Federacije Bosne i Hercegovine rađeno je u zadnjih nekoliko godina nekoliko istraživanja ovog fenomena.
In Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina, in last few years, they have a few surveys have
Research about this phenomenon. Unfortunately, there is no research which exactly that kind of questions. Some other associations make research about phenomenon of domestic violence in general, about numbers, and we still do not have exactly data about what is actually the main reason for the domestic violence in family. Usually it is alcohol, yes, gambling, but there is no specific questions in research about gambling, and in general it is a very bad socioeconomic situation in Bosnia and Herzegovina.
I think this is a good area for you. So
Yes.
their research, they can give you the result of the research, and they can, especially you are focused on gender for women or general gender, specialized in women and children. So this is what they are doing. Their focus. So your research is very important for other associations. Yes.
And especially that they show that a big number of women are gambling in Bosnia, and even some of them, there is no like children law, or it's not activated. So lots of children under 18 also they go for these betting shops. So maybe this can be an area
Yes.
for you as an NGO.
Okay, NGO team.
Da li vaša organizacija
Ask in English.
English.
does your NGO organization cooperate with youth, and how and do you have like cooperation with some of NGOs from Unasana Canton or both in Bosnia?
Yes. I already very short mentioned our local voluntary services, and more than 300 young people like you from high school and faculties. During the year we organize a different kind, and more than depends from year to year, 20 to 30 actions actually in which young volunteers take part. Besides this, we have mobile team for social services in the rural area, and it is the job of our young volunteers. I forgot to put attention that we are a very professional association with professional staff in this moment in our association on full time. I employed 9 person, and on part-time depends from project to project up to 5 to 10 additional. In this moment, 5 person in our professional team are younger than 30. And yes, you are very welcome to be part of our association in local voluntary service, and as an additional benefit for their efforts and job which they do with us during the year, we organize different kinds of activities for them in country and abroad. For example, as a part of Samaritan International network of humanitarian organization across 16 organizations in Europe, each year our young volunteers have opportunity to be part of international camps, thematic camps in different European countries. This year we had a camp here in Bihać, and there was 40 young people from 6 different countries from Europe in Bihać, and young people discuss about opportunities to travel and work in different European countries. Besides that, we organize voluntary exchange with our partner organization in Europe, mainly with the German NGO Arbeiter Samariter Bund, and also have a good cooperation with some Scandinavian NGOs, and that's it.
Okay, excellent. Question, migration.
Thank you, Dr. Koheji. Our student leaders take a little bit break. Then in his name I will ask something to Mrs. Aida. From media, I know something about your good work in NGO sector, and in everyday your work you encourage and inspiring women and children from a family that have a problem. What do you think from your experience? How can we inspire our youth to not migrate, to stay and to start to believe in better future here in our region?
Yes, in whole Bosnia and Herzegovina it's very hard and very difficult to tell something very positive to young people, but from my perspective, this kind of humanitarian work, association, and some kind of help, way to help other people, it's also a good idea and a very positive thing for young people to take part and organize themselves of this kind of work and do good things, and at the same time have a job, because we have a job in our association. And it's possible. 9 people in our association receive salary on monthly basis, very regular, and as I said, depends of project to project. During the year we have additional 5 to 10, sometimes 15 other people who actually engage on part-time, and it's possible to organize everything, and it is not very difficult if you would like to do something very useful for society.
Can we just, I thank you, Professor, for asking these beautiful questions. I heard you mention there's a vacancy or there's a space that in your organization for the youth that can be taken apart as a part, like volunteer or part work or job. Is it available that you have it in your organization?
Yes, we are always open to some kind of help from the other. Depends, volunteers or some professional staff for consultation or as consultant for some other projects. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, entrepreneurship team.
Thank you. How many volunteers have your NGOs? Volunteers? You said 5% about youth. Yes.
5% in this moment in our professional team as employee are younger than 13.
Have you maybe professional practices from students from Islamic pedagogical faculty? How often?
2 years ago we had one group from Islamic faculty and from the Department of Social Services and yes, and we provide them actually time to do their practice work in our safe house, and we are very open for any other faculty actually related to our work to take time. And
have you any financial problems? Yes. And have you any support from government or other funds?
Yes,
Ministry,
support,
federal ministry.
From the government of Unasana Canton as well as from the federal government, and for some our activities also from the state government. It's the funds are actually for safe house and victims of domestic violence, which are situated in our safe house. Some part of that money we can use for some promotional campaign, and but very small part. Generally, it is not enough amounts for the functional of safe house, and additional money we need to find from some other sources in country and also from international donors. All our project activities usually covered by international donors. For example, our daycare center for children at risk now for the next 3 years will be supported from the Save Children. Our mobile team for social services since the last 4 years was supported from German organization Arbeiter Samariter Bund. Our new social service, which we actually do with Social for Central Welfare in Bihać, is supported from in foundation from Bosnia, but the financial means comes from Netherlands, from Kinderpotzegels Foundation. And in this moment, yes, we have more money from international organizations.
Isn't enough, but
yes.
So which team?
Quality of life.
Because you will need them a lot.
Actually, I do ask the question I was about to ask. It was about volunteering. problem is that many youth want to volunteer, but they don't know who to ask and where to go. Maybe by advertising more your organization and telling youth that they can actually go and volunteer, it would be better. Because even myself, I didn't know that I